What's cracking, everyone? My name is Ryan, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newly released Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 4 earbuds. Let's check them out. So the Momentum 4 earbuds retail in at $299.95. And special for this video, I also have the Momentum 3 earbuds on hand so that I could do a little bit of a A/B comparison between the two. Now, I do want to give a special shout out to Audio 46, who provided me with both sets of earbuds so that I could get all my thoughts and all of my opinions out on this video. By the way, if you have not ever checked out Audio 46, they have a plethora of audio products available online, as well as in store if you happen to be in the New York area. Check them out. And so the Momentum 4 are going to, first of all, come in three different colors. There is a black graphite, there is black copper, like we are seeing here, and then they also come in a white silver. Now, to give you a high-level overview before we deep dive into this, I will tell you that these are Bluetooth 5.4 compliant. They also will support the new technology Auracast as well as LE audio. We'll get into that here in a bit. They have sound personalization mode. They do have lossless audio. They have up to 30 hours of playtime. They are wireless QI charging compatible. They have adaptive ANC. And then as far as the weather resistance go, they are IP54, which makes them dust and splash resistant. All right, so let's take a look at the unbox really quick and the build and comfort of the earbuds. Hi guys, really quick, if I could grab your attention, I wanted to let you know I am trying to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and I also have a Patreon if you'd like to support the channel there as well. I would highly appreciate that, and I will let you get back to the video. All right, and so the first thing you're going to notice if we compare the Momentum 3 to the Momentum 4 are the sizes of the boxes. Does this mean that you get more inside the box of the Momentum 3? No. This just means that Sennheiser has become more environmentally friendly with the Momentum 4 release. They packed everything in a little bit tighter, a little bit tidier, and they've reduced the box size by about 50% to save on materials and to save on weight, which I really appreciate that. Now, I will tell you, in the box, you're going to get the earbuds, you get the charge case, and I got to mention, as we're looking through the unbox, the charge case has this beautiful fabric material. It's something that we don't see on a lot of other earbuds. It really makes it stand out from an aesthetic standpoint. You get a USB-C charge cable. You get 4 sizes of ear tips. You're going to get 3 sizes of these silicone fins that will shape around the earbuds. You'll get your safety guide. You'll also get your quick start guide. Pretty typical stuff that you'll find inside the box. Build and comfort wise, I gotta say, if we look at both of these earbuds, they're pretty much identical. In fact, I think each earbud from the Momentum 3 and the Momentum 4 series weigh about 6 grams, so they are extremely lightweight. Now, they're a little bit on the chunky side, so they are going to take up a little bit more space in somebody's ear. But I will tell you, the support with the fins is fantastic when it comes to comfort. This was probably the best seal I've had of an earbud of anything I've listened to so far, and those fins were the main reason for it because I put them right in, I gave them a twist, and yeah, I mean, they stayed right in place with the fins, and you get to change the size of that just in case they're a little bit too big. And I will say, even the size of the tips sealed really well in my ear canal. I had no problems with any kind of a fit and seal. Very nice job with the build and comfort from Sennheiser. All right, so I said I was going to talk about the Auracast feature, so let's do that next. So Auracast is a very new technology, and it, in my opinion, is going to be a game changer. So if you have a device or if you go to a venue or something that has an Auracast broadcast, basically what that is, it's kind of like broadcasting a Wi-Fi signal, but it's Bluetooth. And if you have a device that's compatible, you can tune in to that broadcast. For instance, my new Samsung S24 Ultra phone, I love that phone, by the way, has Auracast, and I can cast out my title, or if I'm watching a movie or something like that, and I want to share that along with somebody, they can tune into that with their Auracast compatible device and listen in along on that device as well. if you're going to a venue that's got maybe a lot of TVs and they're broadcasting news or sports or radio or music or a movie or something like that, it's almost like a silent environment where everybody's tuned in with their Bluetooth to the Auracast. And it is an incredible technology, and I highly suggest anybody checks this out to see what it's all about. And it's not just a Bluetooth 5.4. I have read that Bluetooth 5.2 on up devices can get this through software updates as they rolled out further in this new technology. So I'll move on from that, but guys, seriously, check that out. All right, so let's also talk about the Codecs really quick here. Now, this has aptX adaptive and aptX lossless. Now, the lossless is something the Momentum 3 will not have, and this does have right out of the box. So that is something new with the Codecs. It is also going to support AAC, SBC, and LC3. All right, now I want to give you a rundown of the features of the Momentum 4 and probably take a deeper dive into a few of these, starting with the adaptive ANC. Now, that is not anything new to this. We did see this on the Momentum 3, but there is a difference right away between the Momentum 3 and the Momentum 4, and I can tell you it is with the ANC. Now, the ANC on the Momentum 3 was pretty good, I gotta admit. But the difference I saw was recently I was outside and it was a very windy day, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna test this on both of these. I turned it on the Momentum 3 with the wind, and it reduced it really well, I gotta say. Did a very nice job. I was very happy with it. Switched over to the new Momentum 4, turned on the wind reduction mode, and it was dead silent. No joke. And even today's been a very stormy day outside. I took it outside again, dead silent. I mean, they did a fantastic job of updating the ANC in this. And, you know, they've talked about how they've upgraded that even further. And yeah, I can definitely attest to that. They have done a nice job with the adaptive ANC. Transparency mode is good on both devices, and it's an adjustable transparency mode. So basically, it's got a dial from low all the way up to high, so you can decide how much you want to be able to hear. But I gotta say, it works really well. Like when I'm wearing the earbuds and I have transparency mode on, my kids, my wife, noises going on around the house, I can clearly hear them as if I'm not wearing any earbuds at all. The only way I can really tell is when I speak myself and my voice has that muffled sound. I'm like, what just happened? So that's kind of how transparency mode should work, and it works really well with this device. All right, and so the Momentum 4 also has multi-point. I'm going to admit here, I tried multi-point a little bit. I tried this with my phone and my Windows PC, and I was having some weird issues with it. So I can't really say that multi-point was a seamless thing to do. Now, it could be some user error. It could have been something to do with my PC. Maybe there's a firmware that's going to be needed, but multi-point was not the most streamlined experience that I've had on the Momentum 4 compared to other earbuds. Now, there are customizable touch controls. That's nothing really new there. There are 6 total mics between the earbuds, so there's 3 on each. That is going to assist with your ANC and also with talking on them through the phone. And I will tell you, like communications and things, works really well. Now, there is also a battery eco mode and a battery protection mode. Now, battery eco mode was on both the Momentum 3 and the Momentum 4, and it just basically will, if you have it turned on, it'll have it so that you're always listening to just standard audio, so you're not going to drain your battery any further by listening to high res or lossless or something like that. Battery protection mode is only on the Momentum 4, and I'm actually impressed by this one. So battery protection mode will basically set it so that this will never charge your earbuds over 80%. And I'm okay with that, because when you charge something to 100% every single time, over time, your battery is going to degrade. And charging it just to 80% is going to increase the lifespan of the battery. I'm really happy they included that, and I think that's a nice feature to have. Now, sound zones I want to touch on next, because there are a couple of things that I think is really important to note here. First of all, it's a cool feature. You can set it up so that when you're at home, maybe you have transparency mode on 50%, so maybe you can hear your environment a little bit better. Maybe you want to have it on lossless audio or something like that because you're in your Wi-Fi and you can listen to your music the way you want. Then maybe you set up another sound zone for at work so that maybe you have ANC on. You don't want to hear your work noise going around, as long as you can do that. Or maybe at the gym, you've got that on. But the thing with sound zones, is you have to have location services turned on all of the time, not just when you're using the app, which is kind of how I like to do things with my location services, because privacy to me is, it's a little, touch and go when it comes to that. And it's not going to be for everyone. Not everybody's going to love the fact that you have to have location services on all the time. So just note that about the sound zones, but it is a very unique and cool feature to use if you do want to use it. And then there's customizable EQ, and there's also 7 different EQ profiles on the Momentum 4. I was not impressed with the EQ at all, to be honest. Now, the different EQ profiles, they were okay, but the adjustable EQ, I just didn't feel like I got a big enough range of a difference. I think it goes up 6 dB to down 6 dB, which I suppose that's fine, but I gotta admit, on my Samsung phone that I have, that also has built-in EQ on some sound profiles. That had a much bigger reaction when I used that compared to the Sennheiser app. Now, it may be for you. Maybe you want subtle differences, but I gotta say it wasn't a big enough difference to where I felt like it was beneficial. What is beneficial is the sound personalization. I love this feature, and this was on the Momentum 3 and the Momentum 4. It takes you through a round of different, pieces of music and things that you're going to hear, and you're going to pinpoint which one sounds best to you. And then at the end, it's going to basically spit out your sound personalization. And to me, that was much better than using the EQ. And it's actually something that I use all the time with this earbud. Now, with that, I think that kind of segues me in to talk about the sound of the earbuds. All right, so upon the first time listening to the Momentum 4, I listened without any kind of EQ. It was just standard right out of the box. And I gotta admit, I was completely underwhelmed with what I heard. I got a good sense of low end, I will say. They had some punchiness to the mid-range. It had some fullness there. Some rock and rolling things had, drums and things were energetic enough. It was the treble. Treble is really too relaxed, in my opinion, on these earbuds by default, and on the Momentum 3 by default as well when I A/B'd the two. And this is where that sound personalization mode really helped me out here and really livened these up, because using the customizable EQ, I just couldn't get it to where I thought they sounded great. But that sound personalization made these sound great. And I mean that. I truly do. And that was with the Momentum 3 as well. I feel like they're tuned either exactly the same or pretty darn close, because they're using the same 7mm driver. Now, I don't know if there's been anything upgraded between the two of those, but I gotta say, sound profile by default, pretty much identical. I like to listen to a lot of rock and roll and metal and things like that, and I remember listening to some Avenged Sevenfold tracks that had, especially some starts of them, had that guitar that was kind of off to the left, and it just sounded like it was faint and just didn't have a lot of that energy that I wanted out of it until I put it through some personalization. And man, that really gave it that energetic nature. Hip hop and things got some more thump to it. I got some more voices for vocalists. I love blues music. I needed it for that as well. And I'm just saying that the treble's just a little too soft. It also makes these earbuds give the impression that they don't go as loud as other earbuds, but it is because of the treble. I had to actually look it up. I thought these were not as loud as some other earbuds. And again, I think it is because of the treble, because once I was able to go through personalization, they sounded plenty loud enough to me, and I didn't have to crank these up or anything like that. Now, the other thing I will layer onto that is lossless versus high res versus standard audio. There is a difference. I definitely heard a difference, especially when I was listening to high res title tracks. They're FLAC files, I guess. High res title tracks. I definitely heard differences in dynamic range and just, a little bit more of a thicker low end and a little bit more sparkly of treble with some of the higher res files if I was using lossless with the Momentum 4 or at least high res on the Momentum 3. And that's where I can tell you this is a step up in quality because it does have lossless. It's not going to be all the time though. So don't expect you to always hear that difference. It's going to really depend on the recording of the track and how well of a file it is that you're being played through it. All right, and so wrapping this up, hopefully you guys have picked up on the differences between the Momentum 4 and the Momentum 3 by now as I have run through this. Now, here's what I will tell you. The Momentum 3 is running about $100 off right now because of the launch of the Momentum 4. So you need to decide for yourself, Do you want to upgrade to the Momentum 4 or get the Momentum 4 over the 3 because you want more future-proof technology, because this one has it? Better ANC, definitely has it here. Also, a little bit better on the battery life, some better battery optimization is definitely with the Momentum 4. Other than that, the fit, the build, the comfort, I would say is pretty much going to be the same between the two. Also the sound, as long as you're going through sound personalization, both of these do sound excellent, and I don't notice an upgrade by having either of these when it comes to the sound profile of them. And that's just going to really be up to you from the rest there, whether you choose to go with the 4 or the 3. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If so, please smash that like button. And guys, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, and you can even join my Patreon to help support my channel. I would highly appreciate that, just like I highly appreciate you watching this video. And with that, guys, I will see you in the next one.